right, hello, wine drinking people. We're back. It is Thursday, September 2nd. And as I mentioned, not a heavy day of drinking in terms of events this week. Not many events at all. As a matter of fact, zero. But you know I'm going to be drinking at home. And you know we got people stopping by periodically in the store bringing me wine to drink. It's not a bad gig if you can get it. All right, well, David was here from the sorting table yesterday. He's been stopping by a little bit lately. I don't know. We've got some good wine, so I'll tell you, anything in this portfolio, the sorting table, outstanding and deserving of being on my shelf. All right, starting with the Triennes wine. We had the rosé last week. The Viognier today, the Saint Flour Vin du Pays du Var. This is the joint project between the Jacques Cesse family from Burgundy and Albert de Villaine family from Burgundy. And some pretty good stuff. This Viognier, not a big and over-the-top style Viognier, but more refined, is what you'd expect from the Vin du Pays du Var. And fresh flowers, light perfume, peaches, pears, and just a little hint of white pepper spice and some minerality on the nose, and giving up some nice fruit, cocktail-like fruit on the tongue, but finishing dry. That's one of the traits of Viognier from the old world, whereas in this country you see some really hot and alcoholic Viogniers, borderline sweet in some places. This is not that. Okay, next up we had a little Zind Humbrecht Pinot Gris. Wow, Zind Humbrecht, one of the greatest producers, not only in Alsace, but the world. Their Pinot Gris, pretty weighty from Alsace. This wine is just his entry-level wine, but light and flinty, maybe a little sulfur on the nose, a little mineral note to that. I don't know, but it didn't come through on the palate at all or the finish. Nice Asian pear, white peach fruits, little honeycomb note. Light tingle on the tongue. You notice that acidity, good weight, definitely some residual sugar here, but again, very balanced. You notice that acidity, leaving the tongue refreshed. A heavier style, but that is Zind Humbrecht, folks. Lots of everything, a little orange peel and honeycomb on the finish. Really nice. All right, and then Castel d'Ama, one of the most expensive producers of Chianti. One of the best. One of the most expensive, what'd I say? Okay, well, they're very good and they're very expensive. But you notice lots of terroir on the nose here. Button mushrooms, fresh plowed earth, black tar, and then a nice amount of red cherry, red plum fruit. Pretty well balanced with that. You definitely notice this is Tuscan, though. In a brown bag tasting, I don't know how anyone would guess anything else. Big and chewy on the tongue with layers of dried herbs and nice berry fruit still hanging in there till the end. All right, very nice. Castel d'Ama, $49.50. Okay, Trig Point. Talking about the opposite here, a nice little value. This is an Alexander Valley cab. To me, Alexander Valley wines tend to be more forward and drinkable when they're young, the opposite of Napa. Napas tend to always age a little better for me. But fresh toasty oak in the nose here, a little milk chocolate, and some nice red and black currant notes. Smooth and polished on the tongue, very ripe and round. Really nice crowd pleaser style Cabernet Sauvignon, but some nice structure still. Very nice. All right, moving right along. From Hidalgo Imports, we've got some Spanish wines that showed up next at my in my glass. And the first one is a cava. Well, cava is what they call sparkling wine in Spain. You have to be very careful. Not all cava is Method Champenoise. One of the things to look for on the cava bottle, Method Tradicional. And this wine was, and a really nice little value. Still, for my taste, I'm buying champagne or Method Champenoise, sparkling from California. Gramona, one of my favorite sparkling wines coming from Spain, is an exception. All right, next up we had Albarino. This is from the Rias Baixas area, just north of Portugal. Very unique whites from here, very light minerality, really notice in the nose here. Very unique lemon and lime citrus, and really nice weight on the palate with this wine. Some of these wines can be a little bit too watery for me, but some nice a hint of sea salt. Also, one of the things you get from wines from Galicia, with a texture of skim milk. All right, next up we had a Ribera del Duero, and this is from Casa Jus. And, 100% Tempranillo, very old vines, really nice little value here. Just a little bit of oak spice, but really well concentrated. It's tough to beat some of these Spanish wines for value if you like Tempranillo. This wine, really nice little value. All right, and then a little Jerez Cordon, Reserva Rioja, a classic style Rioja, meaning very savory wine. Rioja can be really darkly colored, like you get from these new white producers that use small barrique, and then you can get some lighter, more elegant wines, more Burgundian in style. This wine had just a little bit of Graciano in it to round it out. Very pretty nose, red cherries, strawberries, an exotic kind of instant spice to it, dried flowers, very complex bouquet, stylish and elegant on the palate, a lot of flavor, but left your tongue salivating for food Lovely exotic spice on the finish. Really nice bottle of wine. All right, next up, we had a little Malbec. All right, all these wonderful Spanish wines, and then $10 Malbec thrown in there. All right, well, that was a curveball for me. The wine was okay. It was nice for $10, but not in the same league as the stuff we had just had. I don't know who puts these wines in order for these guys that go out at Hidalgo. But then back to Ribera del Duero with a winer we've had in the store, Elitis, fresh flowers, herbs, wild strawberry, jam-like fruit, very forward, really nice bright fruit on the tongue, and nice structure to this wine also, and a pretty decent length on the finish for $17.25. All right, well, you know that I'm having wine with dinner when I get home, and last night Tony made this chicken dish with okra and tomatoes, so I was thinking, you could go white, you could go red with that, either way. So there's two wines that I wanted to try in the store. The Cambria Bench Break Chardonnay, which we got for a steal, folks. We have this on sale for $20 for a Magnum. That's right, for a big bottle, $20. Yeah, I think it's $26 is the regular price on this. This wine, very typical of wines from the Santa Maria Valley, Southern California. A lot of bright acidity, but still very ripe peach, almost apricot fruit to this wine. Just a little bit of oak spice, and then some wonderful acidity. Very rich, maybe even a little residual sugar in this wine, but again, nice acidity. Freshening things up and making things dry. And then we've got the Monte Antico, one of the greatest values we've ever had in the store from Tuscany. Franco Bernabe and Neil Empson, the joint collaborators on this. And hey, this year we got a screw cap on this, folks. I love it. $10 Tuscan wine with a screw cap, 90 points, and the Wine Spectator. Come on. All right, I'm your host. That's what I had to drink yesterday. Andrew Lampasone. Wait a minute. All right, I'm your host, Andrew Lampasone, and that's what I had to drink yesterday. Signing off for the Wine Watch, saying, remember, always drink the good stuff first.